to the University of Dundee and welcome to Languages. My name is Véronique Malcolm. I'm a lecturer in French and currently head of French, and I'm here to represent my colleagues to give an overview of what studying one or two languages at Dundee entails. In the second part of this presentation, Katrina and Marila, who will soon be starting in their third year, will also tell us a little bit about their experiences of studying languages at Dundee, and I think they'll also explain a little bit about their motivation, expectations, and observations so far. So, why study languages? It goes without saying that good communication skills, empathy, flexibility, the power of negotiation, the ability to navigate between concepts, between cultures and languages, are top assets for life and work in the 21st century. Being able to explore the world through languages, broaden horizons and opportunities, and enables people to have a say when it comes to the world of trade or diplomacy, for instance, but it also provides insights into our humanity, our psychology, and helps us explore comparative studies in many different fields. Learning languages provides an added dimension to our view of the world. It provides insights and shared knowledge which would otherwise remain out of reach for us. So why study languages? Well, languages express cultural norms and ideas and helps us to explore them. Knowledge of foreign languages enhances our understanding of our own and other cultures. And of course, intercultural awareness, being able to mediate through languages, being aware of ourselves, being aware of others, are all skills that are valued by employers. It's also knowing a language obviously also gives us access to information in a wider variety of literary and audiovisual forms, for instance, and so is invaluable. More specifically, at Dundee, language modules are designed to complement whatever other discipline you may choose to study, whether it's politics, history, law, geography, psychology, business, economics, engineering, life science, to name a few. Language studies involve working independently, researching, creating, using your initiative, but also working cooperatively in groups in an inclusive way. So you may be asked to make formal presentations to an audience, work with a peer on a vlog, mediate between languages in translation or interpreting work. All these require the sort of teamwork and sense of initiative and communication skills that enhance employability. Our modern languages graduates are much sought after by employers for their intellectual competence, their organizational abilities, their attention to detail, their empathy and sense of focus and flexibility. Here at Dundee, the languages team is made up of excellent, experienced staff who bring together a wealth of experience. This is a small and dynamic collaborative team whose students' needs always come first. And we are number 2 in the Guardian University Guide 2020 for modern languages, and 3rd in Scotland for languages and area studies in the National Student Survey of 2020. And here are some of the publications. So we have so far considered some of the benefits of language and culture studies. Let us now give applied languages, the main language pathway at Dundee, its context, and take an overview of what applied languages means in terms of the language modules and courses at Dundee. So overall, languages at Dundee offer a diverse range of courses, which range from distance learning programs for professionals in French, German, and Spanish at graduate level, distance learning courses in Chinese, Gaelic, French, German, and Spanish for beginners, which takes them to intermediate level or B1 level in the Common European Framework for Languages, to also a range of evening classes in British Sign Language, in French, German, Spanish, Italian, Japanese, Mandarin, Chinese, which can be taken as first and second year modules or standalone modules. So the focus of our presentation today is our main undergraduate pathway, our main undergraduate modules, which are currently in applied French and applied Spanish. The Applied Languages program is the program with which will be most directly relevant to you if you're interested in studying one language or two languages alongside a main subject from first to fourth year. These modules take students from either a beginner's level or an advanced level to a near native speaker proficiency or C1 level on the CFR. Currently, the languages on offer in applied languages are French and Spanish, as I think I've already mentioned. There are two possible entry points in year one, with modules starting at B1 level, advanced, or for complete beginners. This gives students the opportunity to embark on the study of a new language, for instance, or to deepen the knowledge of a language they've already chosen, and devoted time to. And this is done through the medium of English, but mostly, the communicative approach means that we tend to use French as much as possible, or Spanish as much as possible in the classroom. Our language modules are part and parcel of undergraduate pathways, and this means that language students study on pathways with subject combination, such as, for instance, psychology with French, politics or geography with Spanish, law with French, English or history or philosophy and European languages and cultures, which would be then French and Spanish. So these are just examples, but they kind of reflect the sort of the range of courses, which include a language. There is also in education, a first-year education students often take either an LFA course in BSL, British Sign Language, or they may choose modules in French, German, or Spanish, or Italian, or Japanese, or Chinese. So how does this work? Well, in first and second year, there are 4 hours of contact per week, and each module is worth 200 hours of notional student input. Our students come from different schools within the university, and so our student cohorts bring together variety and diversity, which is a rich and stimulating environment to work in. In years 3 and 4, typically there are 2 hours of contact per week plus 5 hours of culture each semester. And the culture element is looking at culture through film and essay writing. There is a steady natural progression over the 4 years, reaching levels of C1 of proficiency in most competencies. And there is really a sense of languages enhancing whatever discipline or interdisciplinary projects students may have. When studying applied languages, the assessments and tasks are contextualized, task-based, relevant to real-life language use, based on authentic materials. They promote initiative and creativity. They are there to help students develop their areas of interest, and they can be individual or pair and group work. So when studying applied languages, the learning or deepening of our knowledge of one or two languages widens the scope of our main study area and gives the opportunity to study and work abroad, normally in third year. There is obviously, in the 200 notional student hours, are included the 4 hours of contact per week over the 11-week semester, plus independent study. And this is a guide. The contact hours are divided into 2 hours of oral skills and 2 hours of written skills per week, and modules are normally team taught with regular assessments, and in first and second year, no exam. So the teaching is mainly in the target language, where the focus is on communication and participation, and as I've already mentioned, can take the form of individual, pair, or group work. We work with a sound grammatical basis and with informal consolidation, and the team is small, friendly, and approachable staff who get to know their students very, very well and are, easily contactable if there's any questions that arise. So to give you an idea, in first and second year, so as I say, there are 4 hours of language tutorials a week. Kind of topics is to put the French-speaking world on the map, if you like, and so we talk about describing a place, learning the ways in which we can enhance a description of a place, compare places, talk about our travels, talking about ourselves in the context of employment and preparing for a job interview, creating a CV, writing a letter of application. A lot of the work is based on authentic materials, current articles, and so there's a lot of vocabulary gathering and textual analysis, which leads to summarizing articles, writing letters, formal and informal, so using information and exploring the world really through these authentic texts, whether they're listening exercises or reading, writing, discussing. As I've mentioned, grammar is an important aspect of what we do. So good old-fashioned grammar, looking at conjugations and structures and paragraph forming and nuancing of text. So there's ongoing reading and summarizing. There is also a little reading book, which is and keeping a diary. Semester 2, we have been working on the media, so that means mostly environmental issues. We still carry on. So this is the second module, if you like, of first year, and it's works on a similar pattern with the usual suspects of grammar, conjugations, and so on. Different tenses, obviously, moving to the conditional tense, the subjunctive. with a creative project, which is both part of the written and the oral side of things, towards a vlog, a personal and creative task, which can either be individual or the fruit of teamwork, reporting on a task and reflecting on our progress. In third year, of course, as I've already said, the format is slightly different, with 2 contact hours a week, plus some cultural studies. Here we are working towards also so listening and debating, summarizing of English texts into French, culture through film and essay writing in both semesters, poetry analysis in French, so textual analysis, looking at text, close reading, and a little bit of art analysis and comparisons. But in third year is also the time when students may decide to go abroad. So far it's been with the Erasmus exchange scheme, and it will become the Turing scheme as the UK government scheme to provide funding for international opportunities in education and training across the world. There are also a wealth of social events that are peppering the semesters, with a foreign language film club, followed by discussions, a languages cafe, which is a place where students can meet native speakers and speak informally or work, in the language of their choice in an informal setting. There are language societies as well with social events. And we also tend to organize at least one event in second year where students can meet native speakers on campus. For those of you that may be real language buffs, there's also the Languages for All program, which is the evening class provision, and which is, where students may choose to just do one module in any of these as part of their module choice. And so there's a broader, wider range of languages available there, with British Sign Language, Chinese, German, Italian, Japanese, sort of complements the applied languages scheme. So in terms of employability, as mentioned, our courses give you the chance to study abroad for a semester or for a year, to look for work placements in holiday time, and our graduates have embarked on postgraduate studies abroad in the past quite successfully. The content of applied languages can be a basis for comparative studies in other subjects during your undergraduate years. Language learning at university can open doors for peer tutoring schemes in local schools, and graduating students sometimes apply to teach abroad through the English language assistantship through the British Council. Languages opened doors for job opportunities with multinational companies, obviously, too. So what does learning 1 or 2 languages say about you? Well, that you certainly love a challenge, that you have stamina and determination, but also that you're sociable, open to the world, and communicative and open-minded. So here are some feedback for you to have a look at from past students. I think the sort of setup is reasonably a close setup where students get to know us well, and where we're there for, to help, so to speak. So at the heart of our mission is the promotion of a sound basis for communication in the 21st century, an awareness of cultures and current debates, some intercultural awareness and mediation skill, learning a language towards native speaker standards means an investment in the long term, a curiosity for the world and its issues, an interest in other people and their difference. This in turn requires the honing of skills, competences, knowledge, and awareness that are highly sought after by future employers for trade and for diplomacy, for instance, but obviously in many different settings. So studying a language gives you a flying start to your career. And I will stop here and ask if there are any questions, which you can pop into the chat. Many thanks for your attention. And there will be a second part to the presentation, which is students Katrina and Marila talking about their experience. Thank you.